Welcome back again, Gameyaaad family. Thank you so much for joining us for another video. Now, I think shortly after the West Indies championship would have, concluded. I think we went straight into the women's World Cup qualifier tournament, so I did not get a chance to really, share with you my best 11 for the West Indies Championship. And this video, I will be sharing with you my best 11. That's Gameyaaad TV best 11, right? Based on the metrics that we would have used, right, for each player. Now, we know that there are some controversy surrounding the Guyana team, and I'm going to leave all that, what I should say, and I call it politics, or just those issues surrounding the Guyana team. We would leave those things out until they are sorted out by Cricket West Indies. Now I will be just using the statistics of the tournament to select this best 11. And also want to share with you that this 11 is not, I'm not saying that this 11 should be playing in the test match against Australia, which will be coming up later on this year. However, I know that we have an 18 tour coming up. In fact, that will be played at home here in the West Indies at the Darren Sammy Stadium in St. Lucia. I think that is scheduled to go off on May 21, but they will play a few 50 overs before the two test matches. And I think the test matches are scheduled to start on June 1. So my expectation is that most of these players that I'm going to name in this starting this best 11 for the West Indies Championship, I am expecting to see some of the players in this best 11 be named in the A team's squad for that South Africa series. So the format that I'm going to use is that I'm going to name some of the names for the respective positions. As you know, a team is made up of batters, predominantly batters, wicket keeper, bowlers, and all-rounders. So I'm going to name some players under each of those headings, and then I'm going to select my players from those headings to be named in the squad. So as it relates to openers, right? I think these names are worthy of mentioning. Johan Jeremiah from the CCC team, he would have made 495 runs in the season at an average of 38.07. He would have made 103 half centuries with highest score of 107. Damel Evelyn from the CCC team, he would have made 451 runs for the tournament at an average of 34.69. He would have made 102 half centuries in the tournament with a top score of 110 runs. Mikhail Louis would have made 429 runs at an average of 39 with 103 half centuries at a top score of 110 as well. So the other two opening batters I will mention are John Campbell and also Cephas Cooper, and those two will be my two top picks for this year. John Campbell, as you know, in my estimation and based on the statistics, he was the best opening batter for the season. He would have led the Jamaica Scorpion well, even though they did not play consistent cricket, but he was consistent throughout the season, even though he had some injury issues as well. And you know that John Campbell is coming back from a 2-year ban, and he came back and hit the ground running. He was really good in the tournament this year. he would have played 6 matches, batted for 11 innings, and he would have amassed 517 runs uh, at an average of 47. Right, his strike rate was 73.22. Right, his highest score this season would have been 126, and also he would have made 250s and 3 centuries in the process. John Campbell, for me, is my first opener. And I mean, there may be argument, surrounding why I did not, select Michael Louis, and whether or not I am finished with Michael Louis at the West Indies level, right? Because having selected John Campbell, it may suggest that I would want, John Campbell, to open with Craig Brathwaite at the West Indies level. And there may be argument for that, to be honest with you, because John Campbell had a really good season, right? And remember that he had some international experience as well. But that, I'm not saying that even if he get the edge over Michael Louis for the Australia tour, that doesn't mean that we would throw Michael Louis away. He can still be in the squad as well. But John Campbell would have made a statement with the bat in this West Indies Championship this year. And so I will give him the nod in this Best 11 West Indies Championship. And Cephas Cooper, he was really good for Trinidad and Tobago this year as well. He would have played 7 matches, batted 11 innings, and he would have amassed 452 runs at an average of 41.09, right? At a strike rate of 50.9, and his highest score would have been 117, and with 450s and 1 century. Right, he was really good at the top this year for the Red Force. Right, so I will go with Cephas Cooper to open with John Campbell. And by the way, if you have other players that I would not have called or included, you are free to share that your opinion down in the comment section. I really value your comments and ideas. And this is a platform where we all learn from each other. So I am not, I do not know everything, and it could be that I would have overlooked some important metrics. But you are free to share your comments down in the comment section. So in terms of number 3, our middle order batter, number 3, number 4, number 5, right? There are some names that I want to mention. Jonathan Drakes from Barbados, he would have amassed 515 runs throughout the tournament at an average of 46.81. Right, he would have made 2 centuries and 2 half centuries with his highest score of 117. Right, Shakiri Paris, he was consistent as well for the CCC, amassing 546 runs at an average of 45.5, right, with 105 half centuries. His highest score for the season would have been 112. Joel Andrew for the Leeward Islands Hurricanes, right, he would have amassed 476 runs at an average of 39.6. He would have scored 104 half centuries, and you know that his highest score was that brilliant century of 122. Right, Javel Glenn was another player from Jamaica Scorpions. He would have amassed 478, averaging 43.45. He would have scored 103 half centuries, and his best score was that brilliant unbeaten 140. So for those players, they are worthy of mentioning. But my 3 middle order batters include Kevlon Anderson, Jason Mohammed, and number 5 would be Joshua Da Silva. And I don't think you will have any issues with those batters I would have mentioned there, right? As it relates to Kevlon Anderson, right? Similar to Cephas Cooper, I think this year is a breakout year for him, and I hope that he will be included To be honest, I would be very disappointed if he is not included in the West Indies A team, right? He has been really, consistent this year uh, for, the Guyana Harpy Eagles. And I mean, separate and apart from the incident that would have happened in the last, game against Trinidad and Tobago, Kevlan was, really superb, really magnificent in this series, right? He would have played 7 matches, batted for 11 innings, and he would have scored 573 runs. His highest score would be 116, and he would have, scored at an average of 71.62 this season at a strike rate of 61.48, scoring 350s and 300s. Yeah, so he was brilliant this season. I mean, there is no argument against what Kevlan Anderson did this year with the bat. Overall, I think he was the best top order batter in the competition this year. All right, for Jason Mohammed is another no-brainer. Jason Mohammed is by far the top run scorer this year. I mean, before I get into the stat for Jason Mohammed, I would have watched an interview on YouTube. I think he was, interviewed by Sportsmax, and I mean, he would have mentioned that he's waiting to see whether or not he will be called up, by West Indies. So I mean, so he would have made himself available, to play red ball cricket for West Indies. So let us see, what will happen. I mean, the argument may be that he's maybe too old. I think he's about 38 now, right? But for me, I mean, once a player can play at the highest level, and he has the numbers to back that up, I don't see why we would not want to include the player, right? So I think players should be selected based on merit, and as I said, once he can play at the highest level consistently, I don't see why we cannot include him. So for me, his age, I don't think that is a plausible reason for not including somebody in a the squad, right? So once the numbers are there, I don't see why we can't include him. So I mean, he said he's available. So let us see what Darren Sammy and the others will do. He would have scored the most centuries in the tournament this year, scoring 4 centuries. And one thing I really like about Jason Mohammed this season, when he scored 100, he scored big 100 this season, and that is one of the things I really admire about how he batted this year. Right? I mean, there are arguments to say that the earlier part of the tournament, the Kookaburra ball was used and it did not move much, but I mean, you still have to go out in the middle and play, the cricket there, right? So I mean, I don't think that even is another argument, because other players would have batted, and they did not make the amass the number of runs that Jason Mohammed would have scored. He would have played 7 matches, batted for 10 innings, and scoring 679 runs. His highest score was 204 not out at an average of 75.44. That's consistency. He strike at an rate of 60.89. And as I would have said earlier, he would have scored 400 and no 50. All right, so let us jump on to Joshua Da Silva. I think Joshua Da Silva, you may have wondered why I included Joshua Da Silva at number 5, right? Joshua Da Silva, he made a statement to the bat this season, right? We know that he was dropped from the team in Pakistan and he came back in our domestic competition and he did made a statement with the bat, right? So I would have included him in this team as a batter, right? Because my wicket keeper would still be Kevin Imlach, right? And so Joshua Da Silva would have played 6 matches, batted for 10 innings, and scored 583 runs, highest score of 152 at an average of 64.77. right? Strike rate of 71.44. He would have scored 250s and 300s. Joshua Da Silva would have been, a part of 20 dismissal this season. He would have taken 18 catches behind the wicket, and also he would have, made 2 stumps. All right, so let us jump on now to our wicket keepers. All right, so Jamar Hamilton, the first wicket keeper, I think we should, mention. He would have amassed 573 runs at an average of 57.30, right, with no 100 but 4 half centuries. Highest score of 93. Harlan Bowen Tuckett from the West Indies Academy amassed 412 runs, average 41.2, 100, and he would have scored 3 half centuries with a highest score of 103. It was an unbeaten 103. So as I would have said, my wicketkeeper would be Tevin Imlach, right? And arguably he would be our captain as well, separate and apart from the issue. Again, with the Guyana team, he was the winner of the competition and he was captain of the Guyana Harpy Eagles, right? So he would be my captain as well, right? He would have played 6 matches, batted for 10 innings, and he would have amassed 538 runs, highest score of 126 not out at an average of 67.25, strike rate of 49.72 with 150 and 3 centuries. Tevin Imlach would have been involved in 20 dismissal, right? With 16 catches and 4 stumps. So Tevin Imlach would be my wicketkeeper, batting at number 6. For the all-rounder position, there are some names that are worthy of mentioning. Justin Greaves from the Leeward Islands Hurricane. He would have played 4 matches, right? Made 320 runs, average 53.33, 201 half centuries, and he would have taken 11 wickets in the competition at an average of 28.81, economy of 3.13. His best figures was 3 for 36, right? Yannick Carrier was another all-rounder from Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. He would have played 6 matches, runs 226, average 37.66 with the bat, with 2 half centuries and 17 wickets. And he would have averaged 17.29 with the ball, with an economy of 3.27, right? With his best figures of 5 for 103. But I will go with these 2 all-rounders. I think they were really good in the tournament this year, and really did not want to go with 2 all-rounders, but I mean their numbers, I just couldn't go against the numbers that I would have seen for these 2 players, and they are Matthew Ford and Joshua Bishop. Matthew Ford would have represented the Barbados Pride. He would have played 7 matches, amassed 396 with the bat, average of 39.6, with 250s and 100, right? And with the ball, he would have taken 17 wickets at an average of 22.41, at an economy of 2.64, and his best figures would have been 5 for 69, right? And Joshua Bishop, he would have played 7 matches, made 381 runs at an average of 42.33, with 250s and 1 century, right? And with the ball, he would have taken 33 wickets, 25.72 average with the ball, at an economy of 3.32, with best figures of 7 for 85, right? So Joshua Bishop there would be my number 8 player. My number 9 to 11 would be my bowlers. Some names worthy of mentioning: Marquino Mindley. He would have played 7 matches, bowled 151.1 overs, conceded 401 runs at an average of 17.43. He would have taken 23 wickets, 2.65 economy, and best figures of 4 for 44. Raymond Simmons from Barbados, he would have played 5 matches, bowled 108 overs, right? 339 runs conceded at an average of 17.84. He would have taken 19 wickets, an economy of 3.13, with best figures of 6 for 27. And Hakeem Jordan, he would have played 7 matches, bowled 188.1 overs. He would have conceded 572 runs, taken 23 wickets at an average of 24.86, right? And with an economy of 3.03 and best figures of 5 for 52. Another name worthy of mentioning, that's Joshua James. He would have played 7 matches. He would have bowled 107 overs, conceded 285 runs at an average of 17.81. Right, he would have taken 16 wickets and at an economy of 2.66, with best figures of 3 for 8 runs. But my 3 bowlers I will go with, based on the metrics, would be Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, Kari Peer, and also Johan Lane. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, in my estimation, was the best seam bowler of the tournament. I mean, separate and apart from the asterisk that is, beside his name, where, those issues in the Trinidad match, are concerned. I think he was the best seam bowler. His stats include 7 matches. He would have bowled 148.1 overs, conceded 472 runs, right? Taking 28 wickets, 16.85 average, and 3.81 economy. His best figures included 6 for 17 runs. Now my next bowler include Kari Peer, and you may be wondering why I included 2 left-arm slow bowlers in the lineup. I think one of the reasons I would have included Joshua Bishop as well. He would have given us some depth into our batting lineup, and Kari Peer. I just could not go around Kari Peer. He is a top wicket taker, taking 41 wickets in the tournament. Right, I just could not go around his stats, and so he would have played 7 matches, and over he would have bowled 233.4 overs, conceded 556 runs. Right, as I would have said earlier, he would have taken 41 wickets at an average of 13.56, right, with an economy of 2.37, with best figures of 8 for 27, right? So I will include Kari Peer there at number 10, and my number 11, as I would have said before, would be Johan Lane. Johan Lane, has been a very young, upcoming bowler, and he has been bowling very well. I've watched him in some games, and he has a very good line handling, right? And he bowls very consistent, hitting those good areas regularly. He's a young player that I'm really looking at. In terms of matches, Johan Lane would have played 6 matches, bowled 142.5 overs. He would have conceded 429 runs, taken 27 wickets at an average of 15.88, at an economy of 3, and his best figures would have been 6 for 30. Right, so that would have concluded, my best 11. Alright, so let me repeat my best 11 for the West Indies Championship. That's a 2025 edition of the West Indies Championship. In terms of batters, my opening batters include John Campbell from the Jamaica Scorpions. Cephas Cooper would have represented the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. Kevlin Anderson at number 3. he would have represented the Guyana Harpy Eagles. Uh, Jason Mohammed at number 4, he would have represented the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. My number 5 batter would be Joshua Da Silva. He would have represented the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. The wicket keeper would be Tevin Imlak, and he would be our captain as well. And he would have represented the Guyana Harpy Eagles. The all-rounders include Matthew Ford. He would have represented the Barbados Pride. And Joshua Bishop would be my number 8 player, and he would have represented the West Indies Academy. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, he would have represented the Guyana Harpy Eagles. Number 10 would be Kari Pierre. He would have represented the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. And Johan Lane would have represented the West Indies Academy. So that's my best 11 for this West Indies Championship. Please remember to go down in that comment section and please share your thoughts down there. If you have other ideas, you can share it down in the comment section. We really value your thoughts here on Gameyaaad TV. And let me know if you would, how many of these players you would include in the West Indies senior team, as well as the West Indies A team that will play against this South Africa A team later this year. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. Right? Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you in the next video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. All right, thank you so much for watching again, and we will see you in the next video. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Belo, 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 belo.